everyone. So I am in China. Woo! I'm actually sick, which is why I'm filming this, which is why I have time to film this. So, which is also explains the robe. I was gonna make an effort to put on clothes and then was just like, no. Without getting too graphic, I have basically been giving offering to the porcelain gods. And if you don't know what that means, I'll just go, yeah. So I have been doing that for like the past 2 days. It hasn't been pretty. I don't know if it's from Chinese cafeteria food that I have at the school or from something else or a combination of things. But that's why I'm here in the middle of the day filming this video in my robe. But I figured I had some time, I might as well shoot a film and kind of tell you about what's been going on with me here. So this is my second week here, and I haven't made any excursions because when I came Friday, Saturday I got really sick, so I had like a huge migraine, and I think it was from the pollution. So I did not go out. I was in my bed. And then I got sick. I was like still a little queasy, but was like fine for a few days. And then I got sick yesterday, really. Like yesterday was just really bad. Like I was just basically in the bathroom the entire day. I had to leave work early, and yeah, so that was kind of not cool. But and then I just didn't go into work today because that night I was still, you know, sick. And I also had like a conference call stateside at 2 a.m. So 2 a.m. my time, normal time for them. So I was just like, So I'm in Wuxi, which is spelled W-U-X-I, but pronounced Wuxi. Wuxi is what they call a second-tier city. It's a smaller city, and by smaller I mean it has only 6 million people. Huh. So it's basically the size of New York City, and it's cool. There, I will say in terms of nightlife, like, I mean, there's like a few bars and like a few clubs, but it's nothing major. The city is actually in the process of being still developed, so there's tons of construction everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Tons of shopping malls being built, so I feel like, oh, that's my heat, so that's why that sounds there. It's annoying. But yeah, so there's tons of shopping malls being built and tons of shopping, a lot of apartments, and a good amount of restaurants. And there's like a garden by my house that has like a pagoda and a river and stuff like that, so it's really cool. But yeah, like I said, like the city is still under construction, it's still being developed, so it's not the prettiest city. It's still cool, it's interesting, and you know, I'm discovering new stuff every single day. I just wish my health was better so I could go out more and, you know, look at really cool stuff. Let's talk about the driving in China. Every single day I go to school, well, I pretty much have to take a taxi because all my schools are really far out. I have gotten into at least one accident. Well, I haven't gotten into any accidents, but I've gotten into at least one near miss every time I step foot in a cab, which is every day, twice a day. So my nerves are kind of shot. But I mean, Chinese, they drive with grace. Well, not with grace. I wouldn't call their driving graceful. But when they get into near misses, they're just like, oh, okay. I almost hit someone, or someone almost hit me, but it's all good. And I'm just like, what? What? But you know, I guess when you're used to something, I mean, you're used to it. So I'm not used to it yet, as you can tell. I'm still iffy about the food. Not a fan of the food. Western food is a lot more expensive, but you know, also it doesn't cause me to throw up. So, you know, I might have to just eat Western food, which is fine with me and my body. So, you know, it is what it is. And the people. So, as you may be able to tell, I am of the darker persuasion. People in China, well, I don't understand what they're actually saying about me, and I don't actually think I want to know what they're saying about me, but apart from like a few of the guys who like blow me kissy faces or, you know, give me like that, like, I can't do it, but like wink wink, you know, I can't do it. Like that type of like eyebrow thing. So yeah, like apart from that, people just mostly like stare and point. Like the kids point. They're just like, oh, wow. Like that's a thing. Wow. Like instead of saying wow or ooh, it's like wow. And they do that every time I walk down the street. And people just stare at me all the time. Like they're really shameless about it. They're just like, yeah. Let me do it again. Yeah, so it's that was different. But like you get used to it. Although sometimes, no, a lot of the times like it can be annoying because you're just like not even thinking about it, and then you just go out and everyone's just like staring at you. And the thing that gets crazy, this is the thing that's so crazy. People have almost gotten into car accidents or motorbike accidents more times than not staring at me. They have actually almost like crashed into me. They've almost crashed into the sidewalk. They've almost crashed into a taxi, like staring at me. Now, I think I'm pretty interesting. Other people may argue differently, but I'm not that interesting that you have to crash your bike or your taxi or the taxi that I'm in because you keep staring at me while you're driving me to school. So yeah, that's also different. But I will say on the plus side, that has made me a lot more shameless about like, you know, doing whatever I want to do, saying whatever I want to say, and wearing whatever I want to wear out in public, because if people are going to stare at me anyway, well, might as well give them something to look at, right? And oddly enough, at first it made me just feel really awkward, but then I decided to own it. And a lot of the teachers at the school have been making me really feel comfortable. Like they've been giving me tips and they've been helping me out. So I really appreciate that. Like they're really nice. Chinese, when it comes to privacy, that's just not a thing. But luckily I'm used to that. It's just like, whatever. People are gonna get in my business or they're gonna ask me things. And you know what? I'm at the point where it's just like, at least someone's trying to get to know me. So, hey, like, I'll talk to you about whatever. I'm an open book. Oh, the school. First of all, the students are so cute. The students are really cute. Oh my God, like, I just want to pinch their cheeks and I want to take some of them home with me. And I already have teachers' pets. And even the naughty kids, I still think they're just so adorable. I'm a sucker for kids. But I'm trying to be like a mean teacher, like a disciplinarian, and then I'm just like, gosh darn it, you're so cute. Just draw a picture. Let's watch some funny tapes in English and call it a day. So, yeah, but that's not all I do. I actually do like teach these kids English, I promise. Like, it's a lot of work. I come home every day and I'm tired because I teach 1st through 6th grade and I teach a lot of the like younger kids, a lot of the 1st through 3rd graders. I have a lot more of them than I do the 4th through 6th graders. So you have to be up and you have to be on like high energy all the time, and it's cool and I like it, but it's just so tiring. And I'm like, I come home and I'm just so tired. I'm like, ugh. But I like it. I like it a lot. I definitely could not teach in China forever. And I will say this, the reason why I couldn't teach in China forever is because it's too cold at the school. So the classrooms are exposed to the elements, which is okay. But you know, you just close the windows, you close the doors, and you crank on the heat, right? That's what I thought. No. Apparently, whether you're in the teacher's offices or you're in the classroom, they like to leave the door open no matter how cold it is and the window open. And I was just like, why? Like, everyone is literally sitting in their winter coats in school the entire day. I'm like, what? So I was like, why don't we close the door and close the windows and turn on the heat? Because I don't want to be cold. I don't like cold. But someone told me that part of the reason why they do that, they like to keep the classrooms cold because the kids, you know, if they're cold, like they pay attention. That ain't true. It doesn't matter how cold it is. If they're not paying attention, they're not paying attention. But then someone also told me that, the Chinese anyway, they believe that if you close the door, close the windows to a room, that the air will, like there won't be any more air because you just breathed air and we don't get it back. And I was like, oh, that's awkward because that's not how air works. I like to do anything in an enclosed room with heat, especially teach, so I can concentrate and feel my fingers when I write on the board. So I definitely could not do that forever. I feel like 90 days is definitely good. I'm just sad because, you know, I will admit and say that China is not a country that I've ever dreamed about coming to, although I really wanted to see the Great Wall. And that's really the only thing I care about. So the Great Wall and Forbidden City. And then I can go home a happy camper. Shanghai is close by, so I know I'll be hitting up Shanghai before I leave here. I would like to go to Hong Kong, but I don't think there will be time for me to go to Hong Kong. So the only way I'll get to go to Beijing is if there's a holiday. And it has to be like at least a 4-day holiday. And I don't know if that will happen during my time here. So there's a slight chance I could be in China and not get to see the Great Wall. So I'm not happy about that, but don't worry, when there's a will, there's a way, and I always find a way, so I'll figure it out. One more thing I will say though, it's really interesting seeing like people spitting everywhere. And it's not just like the side, like, it's like the nasty hawking Louie making that like phlegmy sound and then just like spitting it out, like projectile spitting everywhere, and everyone does it. And like when I say like that's my pet peeve, it just really makes me so angry. I hate it. It makes me cringe, like I think that's like one of the rudest things anyone can do, and I don't care what country I'm in, I'm always going to think this way because I don't want to see your, you know, bodily functions on the floor. I don't want to accidentally step in it in the ground. I don't want to hear you do that, and it's just gross. And like my taxi driver on the way to school once did that and almost hit a woman. Like his spit went that close to her face. I almost screamed. I was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah. I'm gonna go take a nap now because I'm feeling like death. I do hope that this was some, you know, enlightening picture into China and the differences. It's been an experience. It's definitely been an experience. But in my defense, I would have gotten, so everything happened super quickly, and I think I explained that in my last video. So me coming here happened within this, me finding out that I got the job and then coming here happened within 2 weeks. And I was supposed to come in September. So yeah. But anyway, this is it. I'm here and I'm enjoying it and I'm gonna make the best out of it. All right, bye.